Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today, we're going to get this thing back on three wheels. And we're going to do that because we finally got this stuff back from the powder coater. It was my fault. I never sent that stuff off when I did the frame and everything else. So we've got our rear hubs, we've got brake rotors, we've got the front hub, throttle assembly. We got a bunch of different things in here. So let's get this unwrapped. I've got some bearings to put in the front hub and let's start sliding stuff on. Okay, we have the lugs pressed out of the hubs, and I have plated lugs that I'm going to press in. They're going to be pressed in. Haha, how about that? And so that will look super duper fresh. So I'm going to do that while I do the bearings and get these things slid on. Hubs are on. Getting things dialed here. Had a nice little session in the shop. Front hub, brake rotor. Got the rear brake rotor just sitting there. Things are looking really nice. Can't wait to give it the final push. Finish this thing off. What do you think? It's definitely come a long ways from where it started. Do you remember what it looked like when it started? Okay, these rims. These rims are going to be the toughest part of this. Did I tell you I put servo tires on this? Okay, servo tires. Get yours from D&A Restoration. da-restorations.com. I think what I'm learning is there is a type of anodizing on this. It looks like it's just polished aluminum, but they're not. And you have to strip that off if you want to get to the aluminum to polish it. Now, I want to try to work with what's here. Almost looks cloudy up here. There's pitting. This looks discolored. I'm going to take some steel wool and some WD-40 and get at it. I've tackled some of these and I'm not getting the results I want, but I haven't done steel wool yet. So let's see what we can make these look like. It's been a minute and it's already pretty promising. So this is just wet WD-40 soaked steel wool. Just kind of hitting it. So you can see it's got this cloudy, like these little flecks that are probably blemishes in the coating. The WD-40 is going to wear off eventually and should be reapplied. But I think just working these for maybe 10-15 minutes aside is going to do these wonders. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to try the same treatment on the back here. WD-40, steel wool. That looks a whole lot better. We'll pound those inserts back in, and that'll be ready to mount. Now, let's work on this. Let's see if we can straighten that. And then that all needs to be cleaned up. Pray for me. Okay, so, gotta pause. Gotta pause to tell you about this shirt that my buddy Ricky Color is making. Now, you might think, if you're a Shred 80 fan, you might think, wow, that's a really nice 350X. It's not. It's 250R. Okay, and we can tell it's an 86. You can see the headlights a little wider. So just that alone, we can tell it's an 86 250R. And on the back, how do I? So it gets you coming and going. So this is how, if you're on a Yamaha, if you're like on a Banshee, that's how you're used to seeing 250Rs from the back. So, facts. If you want one of these, my buddy Ricky's on Facebook. There's not a website or anything. I'll put a link to his Facebook down in the comments. If you're not on Facebook and you really want one, I'll get you in touch with him. Just ask down in the comments. Let's talk about these rims. So I mentioned the front is looking good. I'm pleased with how that's turning out. I was nervous, honestly, because when they look like this, it makes you nervous. Now I am taking a set of adjustable wrench just adjustable wrench here. And I have ground off that piece. Now I got this from Walmart like 15 years ago. So I didn't feel bad about grinding a little material off of that, because that lets me get in here a little bit better. So when you get one of these that's bent over like that, you can work it. You can work it back out. I'm currently working on this one, and I can see that somebody's been in here with a screwdriver at some point in the past, tried to bend that up. It's a little out around here. There's not going to be a lot I can do for this, but I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to get that up. This is going to be tricky because it's already bent down almost all the way, but we are going to try to get that at least up. This needs a little attention. That needs a little attention. So give me about 10 minutes and let's see what we can do. Okay. It's not pretty, but it is better than it was. Like, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do to get this to round back out. And what I'm going to do now is take a small sanding wheel and try to just smooth out the outside of this to potentially be able to buff it up, because it's all chewed up. I can make the inside look pretty just with the steel wool, but definitely better than it was. Okay. Looking a lot better. I've sanded that to 400. I'm going to try to get it a little bit smoother. I can't get everything out. I'll sand it so thin. I'm just going to polish what's there and call it good. But, oh my gosh, night and day difference. Took a little break to get the backside cleaned up. It's just amazing. This thing looks so dirty. Now let's see if we can get that lip. Oh, see, some of the back schmutz came to the front. Let's see if we can get this lip a little buffed up. So that's where we're going. And this is where we've been. Actually, this one doesn't look as bad as that one did when it started. So if this one can look that good, just had the bigger dings, this one will look a lot better. All right, this is promising. I was actually a little bit nervous on how these were going to turn out. So it's so hard to find and source these in good shape. If you find something, it's basically a lateral move. So these are chewed up. I know I can sand those and make them look like that. And these are original tires. Probably not original to the machine when it was new, but bought as replacements at some point because they're too nice. Let's get to work. Okay, I've got this front master from Mike Pomgren. This is an official Honda part, but he mills out the clamp there to receive the tapered bolts, because that is correct for a 350X. A modern one has these 8mm head bolts with a flat. So in order to keep things how they should be, Mike does that to make it look the part. So, and he also provides genuine Honda banjo bolts. So top and bottom. Here is our brake hose reproduction to factory spec. It's got to be wiped down. I've been handling it with dirty hands a little bit. So I've mounted the bars up here. These are the Mike Pomgren reproduction bars. So they'll accept your factory bar ends. They're just kind of mocked up there right now. I want to get some controls going on, and join us back here in a second. Today was one of those days I really had to fight for it. I didn't record a lot because I was in the heat of battle, and I'll tell you what happened. So I told you about the Mike Palmgren brake reservoir, and I got the Mike Palmgren reproduction hose on there, and I had to pump the pistons out of my caliper so I could rebuild that, and it really made me work for it. So pistons were out. They were in really good shape. I had an old school K&L kit that I've got the seals in there, and it'll get the new rubbers in there once I put it all back together and get it mounted. So that's exciting. While that was going on, I got the rear brake caliper mounted. Now, I'll tell you what we did. China, China, China. Because rebuilding that was not the best use of my time and Joe's money. So that's what it is. And this is what this is. So I did not get this connected, my linkage, so I can't bleed the brakes and pump them up, but it's looking really, really good. So as soon as I can connect that linkage, bleed the brakes, we'll put our rear rims on. Got to get the tail light here and voltage regulator hooked up, grab bar mounted, and we can start moving our way forward. But I really wanted to get the front brake sorted out first, get it down on 3 wheels, and that's where we'll pick up next time. So if you have one of these days, you just got to know to stay with it, and sometimes you got to know when to walk away. I did that at one point. I went and had a sandwich, and I came back and we had victory. I can't wait to get this thing done. Just trying to get things motoring on here. Watching some bearded mechanic do the tour of the FMF company. We got our calipers assembled. I bled the rears. They are good to go. That is gravity bled. We'll see how they pump up when I get the front rim put on. So that's what we're about to do. Put the grab bar on. I got my voltage regulator on there. I've put some grommets in. My tail light needs to be cleaned up, and then that can go on. We're working our way forward, but got to get that front tire on to the hub so I can mount my front brake caliper. Now, Joe's machine, as it sits precariously here on that stand, he did have a brake hose guide and the lower, which I have not put on. Now, that is going to cost me in the long run, but I'm going to order him the repops because the old one was not in good shape, and there's a repop kit that will look beautiful. So I'm conscious that I'm putting this on only to have to break that line and have to rebleed the front brakes when that system arrives. But let's get this front tire on. Scared me a little. Fun fact, they redesigned the brake caliper for 86, pretty sure, because I don't think you can get an 85 caliper off of the rotor with the wheel in place. So that little maneuver I just did wouldn't have been possible. You've got to loosen the wheel off and move it over to get it off. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the 85 that's over there. They kind of bevel the back. And the 85 is more squared off and it's got fins. And I think that interferes with the rim. The best I recall. Okay. Let me get that 17 millimeter tightened up for the axle. Well, this thing hasn't had 3 wheels on it in over a year. And I think it's looking kind of nice. A little bit. I did have somebody call me out. They realized, and I will be the first to admit this, that I am a hack. Old Scott Smith from Facebook. And I know Scott Smith is not this person's real name, and I have a pretty good idea who it is. And I really don't give a rip. I know my methods are not Mike Palmgren. My methods are not Scott Schemming. My methods are not Travis Gisclair or Pat Farnham or all the big name restoration guys out there. Travis McLaughlin. Who else is doing restorations? Johnny Angel. I'm not them. I do this in my spare time. It takes me forever, and sometimes I cut a corner or two. But most of the time I'm doing this for myself. This is for Joe, as we've mentioned. We're going to leave this on the stand for this video. Next video, we're going to take it down off the stand and finish it up. So it is time for this thing to get across the finish line, and I want to hear it run. So what's left? Front fender, headlights, controls, exhaust, fenders. Put the seat on that sits over here. Put the tank on. That tank looks really good. I just pulled it out of where I've been keeping it safe. Got to do some decals. We're going to finish this thing up, and I'm excited for Joe to come get it and see the smile on his face. So thanks for watching. If you've been with me since day one on this thing, you've seen what it looked like. I think maybe next video we'll talk about what had to be done. I've talked about the frame a little bit and the condition it was in, and we'll just do a time lapse maybe. I don't know. Whatever looks good. Thanks for watching.